And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Placer Food Bank's Future 50 project, Force for Good. We're virtual.
We are virtual. We are here with you in spirit virtually. This is so exciting. I'm so glad to be here today.
We are so grateful you've joined us for Placer Food Bank's virtual fundraising event. We have an amazing program for you. My name is Freddie Silvera with FSA Auctions.
I'm Zach Fuentes with ABC 10. We're so glad to be here tonight.
Thank you for joining us. If you're here, let us know in the YouTube chat bar. You can sign in, log in. We already see so many amazing folks. Let us know who you are, how you're connected, where are you watching from, who are you with. We'd love to see them, Zach.
Yeah, we're looking off to the screen here to the side. So if you see us wandering over, it's because we're looking to see what you're saying, looking to interact with you all evening long. And we're seeing some great comments here. We're so glad you're with us tonight.
We're so grateful you've joined us for Placer Food Bank's Future 50 project, Force for Good. This is an evening of action. Yeah.
A lot of action has to be taken. You know, September is such an important month. It's Hunger Action Month. And we've seen the need for this. We've seen how hunger really does not discriminate against anyone. It's one of the few things in this life that does not discriminate. Placer Food Bank has done so much great work. I'm a journalist. I'm all about storytelling, and words can be used to tell a great story, images as well, but I think numbers also can be used to tell a great story. I'm just gonna read off some of these numbers that are just a testament to the important work that Placer Food Bank is doing and the success of their work. So drive-through food distributions provided over 1.2 million pounds of food to nearly 57,000 individuals. That's 16,000 households. That is incredible right there. And unfortunately, we did witness an increase in food assistance needs by over 45% in El Dorado, Nevada, and Placer County. So this need is really here. Before any of the emergencies, you know, we've seen wildfires. That's a big part of what we're doing here tonight. The pandemic, of course, we've seen that need increase. And we distributed over 8.2 million pounds of food. That's 2 million pounds over the previous year. Over 8 million meals were served, feeding 549,000 individuals and families. I think that is also incredible work. It's sad that that many are in need, but Placer Food Bank is here helping those in need with that right now. And of course, sadly, we have over 102,000 people who are food insecure. So that means they don't know where their next meal is going to come from. So it's incredible. 22,800 of those are children. 22,800 of those are children right here in our community. Now, Feed Our Future program is currently working with 10 schools. I think this is a great program. 10 schools in Placer County to distribute kid-friendly snacks on Fridays to students who qualify for the federal reduced program. So again, the need is there. It's tragic, the numbers that we're seeing, but it's also incredible the support we're seeing from Placer Food Bank, which is really a community effort from the people working at the food bank and you at home.
There's so many people that make tonight possible, and throughout the year, we've already heard from Zach in terms of the impact that Placer Food Bank has had. It's unbelievable, and I have to share with you, this tonight means so much to me because I grew up here. I grew up in Roseville, Placer County. This is home. And to be able to come together and make a huge difference, this is amazing. And Zach, this is great. We've got folks coming in here in the chat bar. I love it. So many folks. Carly Weston, David Larson, Lisa Heinrich. We'll see Lisa later here. Yeah. We've got Ann Chacon. Wow, look at this.
Yeah, and she says, love Placer Food Bank. We're lucky to have such an incredible organization to serve our community. And that is absolutely right. It is just such a huge gap that Placer Food Bank is filling. And it really, so much of the work, the community at large doesn't really see, but the support is there and the work is being done. And it really is such a huge boost to this community and essential.
We have an amazing program lined up for you, and it's going to move super fast. Are you excited, Zach?
I'm very excited.
I
don't want it to move too fast. I want to be here all night. We'll be here all night if we need to be.
We'll be here all night, but we'll make sure to get you out of here short. So we really appreciate that you joined us. Again, if you're just joining us, welcome to Placer Food Bank's Future 50 project, Force for Good. This is an evening of action, and we're super excited. We want to share with you briefly what is going to happen this evening. In just a moment, we're going to share with you about how the Caldor fire and our fires in the region have impacted. And Zach, you were on the front lines with us, and
wow. Yeah, the last month or so, we have been out covering the Caldor fire, and it is incredible. You know, I don't know if any of you at home know anybody who's been impacted, but if not, I know that, you know, you were impacted down here with a lot of the smoke in Placer County and stuff. You know, the smoke is cleared, you know, in large part in this area, but there is still a big need going on. This is not over for the people who are directly impacted by this. We were up there, and, you know, you see a lot of the images that we report to you on the news, and I think for so many of us, I was telling you this earlier, Freddie, that when you see images like we've seen of the destruction and stuff, You see that on TV and you instantly think that that's a movie or something. It's not real. I don't think we really connect with that and process the fact that these are real images. This is people's property. These are people's homes, their livelihoods that were gone almost in seconds. And so a lot of those people had to flock to evacuation centers in seconds. Some people were able to go to hotels for a couple of days, but nobody was really expecting to be evacuated for as long as they were. So some people can only afford to be at a hotel for just a couple of days before they end up at an evacuation center and displaced. And that is really where, again, another testament to the fact that it does not discriminate. When a crisis happens, it's a great equalizer. We saw that with the pandemic. We've seen that with COVID. We're all equal at the end of the day, and anything can happen to us. What happens to your neighbor can happen to you. And that is really, again, where Placer Food Bank steps in, responding to those who were in desperate need during the Caldor fire, people whose lives changed really in just seconds, literally overnight, and are still dealing with the impacts of this. They're just starting the process now. I was just up there earlier this week. People are just now being able to go back to their property. A lot of people know what happened with their property. Some people know that their homes were destroyed. Some people know that their homes are severely damaged or that their neighbors' homes around them destroyed. A lot of them just now on Monday being able to go up to their property and start the process of healing, rebuilding, whatever their life is going to look like moving forward. So it's still going on.
And that's what tonight's about. Everyone tonight, why we're all here, we are here for emergency food relief. That is why we're here tonight, because the Caldor fire, you're going to hear from our mayor of Roseville in just a second, Krista Bernasconi, and she's going to share with you as well. But the reality is that we are having fires.
Yes.
And it is becoming a year thing.
Yeah.
And Placer Food Bank stepped up in a huge way, specifically for many years, but this year, essentially with the fires and being able to provide that food for so many of those families that you saw.
Yes.
At the fires. That's what we're fundraising for tonight, so that next year, hopefully we don't have these disasters, we don't have these fires. But the reality is, they've been pretty persistent lately.
We have to be ready for it.
We have to be ready.
We have to be ready for it. And that is really the point of tonight. Even aside from the fires, there is a huge need. But now that we have these fires going on and things changing in an instant, that is really why we have to be ready to respond at a moment's notice. And that is really where you can help out.
So we're so grateful you've joined us. We have so many people that we want to thank tonight that make tonight possible. And we see all of you coming in oh, there she is, Mayor of Roseville with Market Share PR, Krista Bernasconi. She's here. Yeah, she's here.
Oh my gosh, Krista is awesome. We have Bonnie Gore, another community leader. Yeah, oh my gosh.
So many folks. David Larson's coming in. Jeff Pinkerton, thank you for being here, Jeff. Aaron Heinrich, Rebecca Indres, we'll see her later. Lisa, Kayla Scott with Market Share PR, Bonnie Gore, LaMills Garrett said, David, Lisa, and the team, thank you so much for pulling this together to help the many families impacted by the fires and the daily food insecurity.
Absolutely.
So we want to thank everybody tonight. Let's give a lot of love in the YouTube chat bar for everybody that makes tonight possible, starting off with our sponsors. And what do you know? Our sponsor this evening, starting us off in a huge way, John L. Sullivan Charitable Foundation. Let's give a lot of love in the YouTube chat bar. Woo woo! John L. Sullivan Charitable Foundation, they have given us a generous donation back in December 2020, which increased Placer Food Bank's ability and efficiency in distributing life-sustaining food. John L. Sullivan Charitable Foundation, thank you so very much. And Christy Patton and Mr. John L. Sullivan, thank you for joining us this evening. We appreciate it. We also want to thank Sutter Health. Sutter Health has been a huge pivotal part of the Placer Food Bank. In addition to supporting this evening, Sutter Health has awarded a grant earlier this year to help Placer Food Bank with low-income senior food and meal distribution programs. Sutter Health, we are so grateful you've joined us. Tom Trejo, thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
And it does not end there. Kaiser Permanente is one of our generous supporters of the CalFresh Outreach Program to help those in need qualify for SNAP or food stamps. And Chase, our valued partner and an enthusiastic supporter of Placer Food Bank through their volunteer and their funding support. So grateful for all.
Lion Real Estate, Lions Cares Foundation. Lion Real Estate, Lion Cares Foundation. We are so grateful for your sponsorship. Their donation is helping toward building emergency food inventory. And what do you know, Zach? This one's pretty cool. ABC10, our media partner. We've got Zach Fuentes in the house. Thank you so very much to ABC10 being our media event partner this evening, and thank you to all of our sponsors.
Yeah, and I speak for ABC10. We are so proud to be a part of this and so grateful for what Placer Food Bank is doing, just to play a small part in it tonight.
We appreciate you, ABC10, and we've got some amazing board of directors that make tonight possible. Zach, you want to share with us?
Yeah, I'm going to list all of you guys off because each and every one of you deserves some credit. We've got Board President Rebecca Enders, who we're going to hear from later on, from Niels Collision, Vice Chair Brian Ernst of the Oracle Corporation, and John Nexton, Treasurer Clifton Larson Allen. And then our members at large, Amy Brashears of Gutter Love, Jimmy Franco of Ernst & Young, Didier Gueron of Wells Fargo, Hovard Sterry, Summit Funding, Lemills Garrett, who's on the chat right now, Balanced Accountability, Susan Gutowski of the American Cancer Society, and Sue Hazigazam of Sutter Health. Thank you to everyone doing an amazing job, everyone playing a pivotal role.
And we want to put a special shout out there to two very amazing gentlemen that have had a lot of support and a long-lasting relationship with Placer Food Bank. David Larson, who we see here in the chat, and Martin Jones. Both recently completed their long-standing terms serving on our board. We thank you sincerely for making a difference with your leadership and ongoing support. David Larson and Martin Jones, all of our board of directors, thank you so very much for being here. We also want to give a huge quick shout out to our awardees, our partners of the year. You'll hear and see them later, but you'll see them here on the screen. Our partners of the year, John L. Sullivan Charitable Foundation, Rayleigh's, Bayside Church, and Gutter Glove. We have some amazing awards to give out this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started here in just a second, I want to make sure you're all ready and set and prepared to participate tonight to the fullest extent. So if you'd like to make a gift throughout this evening, you can do that by going to the phone number up here. You can text FORCE, F-O-R-C-E, to the phone number 50155. So if you text FORCE to the phone number 50155, that's how you can make a donation. You can also scan your phone over Zach right now, because there's a QR code right over your face, Zach, on the screen.
Hey, you know what? You don't need to see my face. You need to see that QR code and donate. That is what matters tonight. That is why we're here. And we're seeing people donating already. It just, great community response. It takes everyone.
We appreciate it. If you need any tech support tonight or have any questions, you can call the phone number below. It's that 925 phone number. I think it's 925-870... it's 925-890-5724. That's why I need to read the script. That's why we need to look at the thing below.
And don't be shy. Call if you need help, because we really want to make sure that this is accessible to everyone. And it is so easy to donate. But some people, I'm not that tech savvy. Yeah. I can edit my videos and do my news stories. Outside of what I need to do for work, I'm not too tech savvy. So if I was at home, I might be calling that number. So do not be shy. If you need help, we're here to help you.
Call the number for support. Text up here to be able to give. You can also go to placerfoodbank.org to make your donation as well, or scan your phone over this QR code, or go to the link that was sent to you in an email. We'll take your money however you can to support Placer Food Bank.
Okay.
We appreciate you. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we have an amazing program lined up for you. In just a few moments, you're going to have an opportunity to hear from Placer Food Bank's Executive Director, Dave Martinez. He will be here live in studio. You'll also have an opportunity to hear from Board of Director Rebecca Endres as she shares with you a personal story live in studio as well. And we have a special surprise for you after our awards. You'll have an opportunity to see Lisa Henrik, our Director of Development, and Director of Operations, Jorge, help me with your last name. Lupercio. Jorge will be in here with us too. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Mayor of Roseville. We all know her well. She's amazing, a huge supporter of Placer Food Bank. And with Market Share PR, let's give a lot of love for
Krista Bernasconi.
Hit it!
Good evening. My name is Krista Bernasconi, and I serve as the mayor of the city of Roseville. I'm also a supporter of the Placer Food Bank, and I want to thank you for your support this evening in taking part in the Evening for Action. The Placer Food Bank has served the communities of Nevada, Placer, and El Dorado County for more than 50 years, and most recently they have been on the front lines providing food relief to those affected by our wildfires. Tonight's evening is about raising funds for the emergency preparedness so they can continue to be on the front lines serving our community. We know that it's a matter of when, not if, for the next emergency. So I want to thank you for your support. I join you in supporting them. We appreciate everything that they do for our community. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Mayor Krista Bernasconi. Right now, I want to introduce Placer Food Bank's fearless leader. He works tirelessly for this community, for this organization. It's Executive Director Dave Martinez. I've been working with you guys for a little bit now, but this is actually the first time I've gotten to meet Dave in person. So I'm excited for this. I know we're here virtually, but we're here. We're here tonight doing important work, Dave.
Thank you, Zach.
So glad that you're here tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. It is a pleasure to be with you this evening. My name is Dave Martinez. I'm the Executive Director of Placer Food Bank. And as you know, we're all here to get into action for a force of good. As a Feeding America food bank since 1985, it has been just our honor to be able to nourish our communities in Placer, El Dorado, and Nevada County. I've been very fortunate to be with the food bank since 1985, and I can tell you I have never experienced anything like what we saw this past year. You know, we all had to endure a pandemic, and we had no idea how it was going to impact families the way it did. We thought that the recession of '08 was the big one, and then now we're dealing with the pandemic. And so what it did was it really launched us into a course of vigorous action where we really needed to step up our game. And I will say this over and over again, you know, it was the donors, it was the volunteers, it was the community that came together to really make things happen. And you guys made us grow. You guys allowed us to really fulfill that mission of feeding hungry people. And as we moved on, just as when we got our sea legs under us, and just when we thought, okay, you know, we're gonna get go on to the next phase of life, and things are gonna settle down, we were greatly impacted by fires. You know, we always spoke at the food bank that it wasn't if, it was when fires were going to hit us. And when the river fire first hit, you know, once again, we had to jump into action and to recreate ourselves as an organization. I'm always going to reference back the volunteers, the staff. We have 30 staff that were tirelessly stepping in every day, making things happen. But when these fires hit, it really changed things in an instant. You know, the river fire at the height had over 6,000 evacuees. 6,000 in a small community is quite impactful. But then, 2 weeks later, we're in the Caldor fire. Now, the Caldor fire really changed things like we could even imagine. Did you know that at the height of the Caldor fire, we had over 43,000 people evacuated? 43,000. And all these folks landed from Placerville South all the way to El Dorado Hills. And to see parking lots in Walmart, to see churches, parking lots just full of families with literally nothing but the clothes on their back. That's how quick this fire moved. And once again, we had no idea exactly how long this was going to go on, as Zach mentioned earlier. And so what I'm going to share with you today is, number one, this force of good that we're looking at, this actionable thing that we need you to step up and help us with, is about us being able to get the type of foods that we didn't think we needed. We had no idea that we were going to enter into a drought and that water was going to become essential. You know, in many of these communities, when the infrastructure is impacted, there's no access to water, let alone food. And it's not just any food. Now we have food that can't be cooked, so they have to be, you know, ready-eat meals and kitchen-free packets. And again, it takes a village, right? It takes all of us as a community to make that happen. And so I want to share with you the deepest thank that I have for you as a donor, the volunteers, people like the Kiwanis Placerville, you know, our community partners in El Dorado County, you know, El Dorado Community Foundation, First Five, you know, these are organizations, the Library of El Dorado County. They all stepped up and we all were able to partner with organizations like Feed El Dorado to really make an impact in our community. And if it wasn't for you and your support that you gave, we wouldn't have had the trucks that we needed to. And so that really takes me to special thanks to our corporate and community partners. You know, our corporate partners from day one have been supporting us. They're ABC 10, you know, it's Amazon, it's Feeding America, it's the California Association of Food Banks, it's Wells Fargo, it's Bank of America, it's Kaiser. You know, many of these are sponsors today, but they've been sponsors since day one. And a special shout out to Food for Families. You know, when I started in 1985, they were one of the very first that stepped up and said, we're here to advocate for our community that we are here with. And so if it wasn't for them, they were our main source of immediate food that came out. And again, a special thanks for them. I also wanted to just share a quick moment and introduce a wonderful person that's in our life. You know, as we are very fortunate to have volunteers and incredible staff, and you know, we also have an opportunity to really have kindred spirits, and one of those is our chairman of the board, and that's Rebecca Indris. And Rebecca Indris is also with Canisials, and she's going to share a little story with you. And Rebecca, it is so good to have you here.
Thank you, Dave. The honor truly is mine. So again, my name is Rebecca Indris. I'm the chairman of the board of the Placer Food Bank, and I am just thrilled and honored to be a part of this amazing evening of action. This is where we are able to really impact our communities and the lives of the people that we're serving. And I personally truly know the mission and the importance of what the Placer Food Bank is doing. How do I know? Well, I have a personal story. It wasn't that long ago, short period of time ago, that I was in a desperate situation. I was laid off from my job, I was pregnant at the time, and I was hungry. I had no way to put food on the table. So I reached out to the food bank, and not only did they provide me with amazing food, healthy food for my family, but they gave me compassion. They gave me resources. They gave me a soft place to land in a desperate time. So I was the face of hunger. I am the face of hunger. And we don't know what that face looks like. It can be the person to your right or the person to your left. So on behalf of the staff of the Placer Food Bank and the board of directors, I would just like to say very humbly, thank you for your generosity. To our community partners, to our corporate sponsors, your generosity is amazing. We could not do this without you. And most importantly, to our donors, thank you so much for believing in us, for placing your valued dollars into our mission, and for helping us impact the communities that we serve. Thank you so much.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we've heard from Rebecca and Dave, and in just a moment, we're going to get started with tonight's Fund to Need. I want to share with you very briefly that there are so much love that has come in for Rebecca, for Dave, for everybody. So much love in our chat bar. We see this. Anne said, Dave, what an amazing leader of Placer Food Bank. It's incredible to think how far Placer Food Bank has come under your leadership. And David Larson said, you are an awesome person, Rebecca. Glad you are leading Placer Food Bank during the difficult times, and thank you for your service. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get started right here, right now with our Fund to Need in just 2 minutes. You'll have an opportunity to see our Faces of Hunger video. I want to briefly give you the QR code right here one more time so that you're all able to participate live in tonight's Fund to Need. So if you scan your phone over this QR code right now, or if you text FORCE, F-O-R-C-E, to the phone number 50155. That's 50155. You can participate with the QR code, texting, or by going to placerfoodbank.org and make your gift there. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get started with tonight's Fund to Need right here, right now, after our Faces of Hunger video. Please enjoy.
I am what hunger looks like in America. I am an 8-year-old girl who's not excited for the last day of school. Because this may be the last time I'll have lunch. Till September. I am a single father of 2 who works 3 part-time jobs. And that's still not enough to put food on the table. I am a 16-year-old boy who just got my first job to help feed my little sisters. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew they were hungry.
Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get started. We heard from Rebecca that hunger can happen to anyone, anywhere. I want to personally share with you my sincere passion for Placer Food Bank. In 2009, shortly after the financial crisis, my family went through some food insecurity challenges. We were going through a lot of different things. We never went hungry, but I remember a time when I personally didn't have enough money for cheese. We were doing beans and tortilla burritos, and cheese got too expensive that we stopped paying for cheese. So I personally know, like Rebecca and like many of you, about food insecurity and what you're able to make happen tonight. I am 100% with you to be able to make a huge difference for Placer Food Bank. Please, from the bottom of your hearts, from all of us, if we can all find a gift that's meaningful for our families. If it's $50, if it's $100, if it's $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, whatever that might be. I want to share with you what your dollar can do. On the screen here, you'll see our different levels of what your dollar can do this evening. I want to share with you that $1,000 could provide 25 emergency meal kit ready-to-go food for families. So every $1,000 this evening helps 25 families in an emergency situation to be able to have ready-to-go food and have a dinner, have a meal that they so desperately need in a time when we heard from Zach earlier, you're leaving your home so fast during a fire, you don't have time to get all these things, and just a meal ready to go. That's what you're providing with every $1,000 is 25 families. So here we go. We're going to get started with our fund to need right here, right now. I'm excited to let you know that our sponsors have already donated over $50,000. Yes, and just another one coming in right here. Gutter Glove, Amy Bershears, and Matt Smith, our community partners of the year, coming in at $10,000. Yes, Gutter Glove, thank you. Thank you. Amy Bershears and Matt Smith and the entire Gutter Glove team. You have been major supporters and sponsors of Placer Food Bank. Thank you for starting us off in a huge way at $10,000. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at $65,000 on our way. Yes! We just got an anonymous gift at $10,000. Thank you. Wow. Thank you so very much. Holy smokes. That was totally, wow. Thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to Gutter Glove. Thank you to our anonymous donor. We're at $75,000, and our sponsors have already come in a huge way. I know that our sponsors came in, Mr. John L. Sullivan and the John L. Sullivan Charitable Foundation coming in at $25,000 to sponsor us off this evening. We've got a ton of folks. Thank you. Yes, we've got another one. Thank you. Another anonymous donor coming in. Yes! We've got more. We've got $1,000 coming in from Realty One. Yes. We've got $1,000 from Realty One Group Complete, Katie and Greg McClear. Thank you very much, Katie and Greg McCleary. Thank you with Realty One Group at $1,000. Thank you. The Whitman family coming in as well at $50. Thank you. Paul Zappatetti,
Zappantini coming in at $500. Market Share PR, thank you very much, coming in at $500. Yes! Woo! Yeah. We've got folks coming in. Paul Ganato coming in at $100. Richard Peterson at $50. Another $500. Thank you. Yes. We've got folks coming in. Colin Rowe. Awesome. Greg and Katie. Colin, thanks for being here. Congratulations on your new baby with Danielle Roe and Danielle Roe Events. Thank you for making tonight happen. We've got another 1,000 from Danielle Roe Events. Woo! Yes. Folks, Danielle Roe Events putting this whole event on tonight, coming in at $1,000. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We've got more coming in, another $500. Yes! We've got $500 from Ann Chirone. Thank you very much, Ann. Chacon! Ann Chacon! Lisa's in the back, and Lisa just goes, what? Yes! We've got another $100 from Jonathan Nexon, another $50 from Laura Croft, another $500. Yes! Yes, yes, yes! Thank you. Thank you. We've got Danielle and Giselle and Robert. Thank you so very much for all of your generosity. Let's see where we're currently at here. I think we're at $78,000. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 more 1,000 and we'll hit $80,000 right here, right now. I'm checking out the chat bar. The chat bar, Krista Bernasconi said, hunger isn't far away from any of us. That is right, Krista. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you feel empowered tonight. You feel uplifted. You feel grateful that you and all of our community are coming together to support Placer Food Bank in a huge way this evening. This evening is about an evening of action, and we know that the faces of hunger could be anybody. I can only imagine how so many of our family and friends may have been affected by the fires. I personally was at Colfax High School just days after the fire in the Meta Vista Colfax area, and I had seen so many of the students and their families in the Colfax area that were impacted by the fires. Zach was at the Caldor fires. We had the bridge fires. And I sure hope that we don't have the fires anymore. It has been really rough on all of us, but we have to be ready, and that's what you're making tonight happen. You're making us be ready and prepared for emergency relief to be able to provide those food and those meals for our families. Yes, and what do you know? A longtime supporter with the board. Let's give a lot of love for David Larson at $1,000. Thank you very much, David Larson. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Lisa just had a gasp of air, David. I saw her in the corner of my eye and she goes, oh! Thank you very much, David. And Becca Whitman with Rayleigh's, thank you very much. We appreciate it, Becca, for your support tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are less than 900 away from hitting $80,000 for the Placer Food Bank's Force for Good Evening of Action. I'm wondering if there's anybody else that would like to come in. Let's check out the chat bar once more. Yes, 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 yes! We've got another $500. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We've got more gifts coming in, making a huge difference for us. We really appreciate it. Meg Riggs just came in at $100. Thank you very much, Meg. We really appreciate your support. In the chat bar, yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to make a gift, you still can by texting FORCE, F-O-R-C-E, to the number 50155. You can also scan your phone over this QR code right over here. If you scan your phone over this QR code, that'll take you directly there, or you can go to placerfoodbank.org and make your gift. Yes, I know we're going to surpass 80,000, and if we all give a little bit, we can make a huge difference. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that if everybody right here, right now, gives 100 or 200 or 250, if we can all give at 100 or 200 right now, together tonight, we can surpass $80,000 right here, right now. let's do one final push. If everybody right now, even if you've already given, gives just $100 or $200, we can make it over 80,000 together tonight. And that's what tonight's about. It's about being together. So here we go. Let's refresh. If you want to come in at $100, here we go. We've got Eileen Speaker starting us off at $100. Rebecca coming in at $100. We've got Danielle coming in at $100. We've got an anonymous donor coming in at $100. Becca coming in here, another 100. Thank you. We've got anonymous at another 100. Thank you. $500 from Rebecca Endress. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you very much. We appreciate it, Rebecca, and our entire board of directors making a huge difference for us tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We've got another 100 coming in. Another 100. Yes, another 100. Another 100. Folks, we're going to surpass 80,000 right now. Even if you've already given, if it's $100 or $200 right here, right now, remember every $200 is 5 packages, 5 meals for 5 families. You're making a huge difference. Yes! Yes! Trina coming in at $500. Trina, thank you. Yes, we surpassed 80,000. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Zach, come check this out. Zach, look at this.
Okay, I'm a little bit afraid. Okay, so not only are you helping out an amazing cause and providing those meals, you are making Freddie explode over here with excitement, and that alone is worth it. But on top of that, you are helping out your community. You are doing so much. It is incredible to see this thermometer go up from when I was over here a second ago. I mean, 80,000, above $80,000 right now. That is incredible. That is you guys out there doing this. This is so amazing, an amazing cause, and we're just so excited about this. I really am excited. I don't think it compared to Freddie's excitement, but inside I'm just the same, okay? Inside, internally, I am jumping up and down. I am hitting those high notes too.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are making a huge difference tonight. Please know genuinely that your dollar is making a huge difference. $80,000, every $1,000 is 25 families. Zach, are you good at math?
No.
Well, I'm not either. So,
but it's a lot. It's a lot. And
80
you know what?
times 25 is a lot
Yeah.
of families that you're supporting.
Hey, I'm a journalist. We deal with words. No, but it's, you know, and the thing is that you still can donate even after tonight, even after this. Those donations can continue to come in because the need is ongoing. And the work that Placer Food Bank is doing is ongoing. So it's never too late to donate, but this is so exciting right here, right now.
Jorge, what was the number? 2,000. 2,000 meals out of 80,000, or help me out. What is 25 times 80? What is 25 times 80? 2,000. That is
families.
2,000 families. Thank you very much,
Thank
Jorge.
you, Jorge.
You got Zach and Freddie up here.
No, it's not good for the math, but you know what? It's 2,000 people. So it is just, I mean, 2,000 families.
That's a lot.
You're helping out
Wow.
here. I love it. It's so amazing that this is what's happening tonight.
Thank you for all of your support. Ladies and gentlemen, you can continue to give throughout this evening. We are going to move into our awardees presentations, but know that you can continue to give all night long. You can call the phone number below. You can text over here. We'll throw the QR code up a couple times, or go to placerfoodbank.org. You can continue to make your gifts all night. We've got some amazing awards to give out. So please continue to give your gifts, and we'll continuously check back in on our fund to need. Zach, you want to introduce our first award?
I would absolutely love to. You know, we've mentioned our honorees earlier. We're going to take a moment again to do it. We've got Future50 Partner of the Year, John L. Sullivan, and the John L. Sullivan Charitable Foundation, Inc., Sullivan Auto Group. Our Hunger Relief Partner of the Year, Rayleigh's Food for Families. And of course, our 2 community partners of the year, Bayside Church and Gutter Love. So the John L. Sullivan Charitable Foundation, they're Future50 Partners of the Year. They are souls in this world who have the gift of finding joy everywhere. And in that spirit of generosity leads to making widespread differences in the most unexpected ways. Mr. Sullivan's $50,000 donation to Placer Food Bank was more than symbolic that it came during Placer Food Bank's 50th year and after the launch of the Future50 project. This unexpected donation from Mr. Sullivan, it came from a profound place of care and concern about hunger in our community, and to really help begin Placer Food Bank's journey into the future to ensure that they're here for the next 50 years and beyond, 100 years total and beyond. Placer Food Bank is honored and deeply appreciative to name Mr. John L. Sullivan and the John L. Sullivan Charitable Foundation as their Future50 Partner of the Year.
And here's Mr. John L. Sullivan to accept this award.
Thanks to all those employees of the John L. Sullivan Auto Group who contribute so much of their time, money, hard work, and dedication to the many charity events they sponsor, and their ongoing contribution to the John L. Sullivan Charity Foundation and proud partners of the Placer Food Bank.
Thank you very much, John L. Sullivan and the John L. Sullivan Charitable Foundation. We are so grateful for all of your support of Placer Food Bank. You have been huge partners, and we're so grateful, and we see the love coming in here. Yes, Carly Weston said, Mr. John L. Sullivan, yes, 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 yes. I could just see Carly at home going, yes,
I
yes,
know.
yes, yes.
I really wish I could see everyone at home. I hope you have our same energy right now because this is so exciting that this is happening. We keep talking, a lot of the big names, but you at home, any small amount makes a huge difference. Don't think that your contribution is insignificant because it really, truly matters.
We appreciate all of our partners throughout the year. This next one is amazing. I want to share with you about Rayleigh's. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a lot of love in the YouTube chat bar for Rayleigh's, Bel Air, Nob Hill, huge partners in our community. And let's give a lot of love for all of our awards. Mr. John L. Sullivan and the John L. Sullivan Charitable Foundation, let's give Rayleigh's some love here. Let's share a little bit about Rayleigh's. Rayleigh's is our Hunger Relief Partner of the Year. We could go on for days about our special partnership with Rayleigh's Food for Families. Joyce Rayleigh Teal founded Rayleigh's Food for Families back in 1986. Joyce Rayleigh Teal has a huge heart, and the entire Rayleigh's community and team has a huge, huge heart. Since they've been providing fresh and healthy food for those who need it most in our community, they've forged strong partnerships with Feeding America and those of us who are members of Feeding America Network. Our partnership shares a mission to nourish communities, and in partnership, we work together to ensure that families receive life-sustaining foods and fresh produce. This past year, in particular, the Rayleigh's Food for Families team sprang into action alongside Placer Food Bank when the pandemic began and continued with above and beyond support during the recent emergency food response with the Caldor fire. When Rayleigh's Food for Families learned of our need this past year to replace our aging transportation fleet, they stepped up with $200,000 for Placer Food Bank to purchase a semi-truck to ensure that we transport food safely and efficiently. It is a true honor to name Rayleigh's Food for Families our Hunger Relief Partner of the Year. Rayleigh's, thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts. We appreciate you. Please enjoy.
There's a Rayleigh's truck that just got here.
Just backed up to the dock right now.
Okay.
Jorge Lupercio checks on his warehouse staff at Placer Food Bank.
Some of the personnel have been here for 10 years, 12 years, 7 years, 34 years.
A deep sense of mission keeps the forklifts moving. Since the pandemic, Placer Food Bank has added more mobile distribution.
They were quicker, they were more efficient, and they were easily managed, which helped a lot, which explains why we were able to go from 3 to 9, literally what feels like overnight.
By taking the food into the community, Placer Food Bank has increased reach and given families more flexibility.
So a lot of people think that we're just Placer County. We actually cover Placer, El Dorado, and Nevada County as a Feeding America food bank. So yeah, this past year has been, it's been incredible in the sense that the need has changed and morphed into something we hadn't seen since the recession.
Executive Director Dave Martinez says over 16,000 households and more than 52,000 people were supplied from this one food bank over the past year, and credits Rayleigh's Food for Families for helping Placer Food Bank serve and innovate.
So Rayleigh's really kind of launched us into a whole new infrastructure. We grew our infrastructure by at least 50% in the way of refrigeration, trucks to actually pick up food, but mostly to deliver food. And that is kind of the new normal that I would refer to that we're going to see in the future.
Food, but also an expanded cooler and 2 new refrigeration trucks to replace part of the old fleet.
And these trucks are actually going out into the community and they're picking up the donated goods from the Rayleigh's and Bel Air stores. And they're also making deliveries to some of our partner agencies and our mobile distribution. So these have been huge.
For 50 years, Placer Food Bank has been a place to turn for families and a point of pride for the region. Walk through the warehouse and you can feel it.
It's important for them to be connected to the mission and understand exactly why they're here.
And I think ultimately what it means to be in food banking is about relationships. You know, we really rely on our community, and Raley's has been that community for us.
Hi everyone, I'm Becca Whitman, Executive Director of Raley's Food for Families. It is such an honor to be with you tonight accepting the award of Hunger Relief Partner of the Year from Placer Food Bank. We're so thrilled to be working alongside them, most of the time watching them do all the hard work. But for Raley's Food for Families, we have tried for more than 35 years to help alleviate hunger in the neighborhoods that we serve, to help our communities have access to fresh and healthy food, and to build capacity for our food bank partners. Placer Food Bank continues to be an inspiration for us. They are partners in every sense of the word in how we can lean on them and reach out to them and ask questions. They work so hard, and really it's just a pleasure to be recognized. We are humbled and we are so thankful.
And such incredible work that they're doing. Again, Raley's Food for Families, our Hunger Relief Partner of the Year. And there are so many community partners who are a part of this, so we have even more awards to give out. One more we want to talk about, Bayside. You know them throughout this community, throughout this region, doing incredible work. I want to talk some more about them. Placer Food Bank and Bayside Church go back many years, including our valued relationship with Sean Sanasarian. In the midst of the pandemic, Sean and friends at Bayside Church immediately reached out and provided a core of volunteers willing to help, especially during the time when we had to drastically reduce the number of volunteers we could have in the warehouse. So whether during the height of the pandemic to most recently helping with distributing food during the Caldor fire, knowing that we can count on the selfless Bayside Church community no matter what, it's beyond a blessing. So it is only fitting that Bayside Church is Placer Food Bank's Community Partner of the Year. Thank you so much, Bayside Church. Let's take a listen.
Hello, I'm Sean Sanasarian, Pastor of Local Outreach at Bayside Church. I started my involvement with the Placer Food Bank back in 2008 when I was asked to join the board. A few years after that, I was elected as chairman of the board, and I remained chairman for a few years. Even though I'm no longer on the board, I've always been a part of the Placer Food Bank. I'll continue to be as well, whether it is getting volunteers out to serve or just being that community partner that they need. I and Bayside have always said that we're not here to create the wheel. We're here to come alongside partners such as the food bank that are doing good in our community and doing it right. When I think back to how easy it is for me to be involved with the Placer Food Bank, it was very clear to me as a child. My brothers and I dealt with food insecurity, so for me to help others through the Placer Food Bank is an easy decision. Speaking on behalf of Bayside Church, I want to thank the Placer Food Bank for choosing us as Community Partners of the Year. We could not be more thrilled. I was also asked recently why we support the Placer Food Bank. Well, that's an easy question. For me, my life verse has always been Matthew 25:40, which is where Jesus replied, "What you do for the least of these, you do for me." I truly feel that the Placer Food Bank lives that out daily in what they do. Bayside Church will continue to support the Placer Food Bank and will be praying that the next 50 years you will continue to bless those in need and lending a helping hand in our community. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Sean and Bayside Church, unbelievable partners.
Yeah, absolutely. Do so much for the community and especially Placer Food Bank. We're grateful.
Thank you very much, Sean and Bayside Church. And we see all the love in the chat bar for all of our partners, for Mr. John L. Sullivan Charitable Foundation, Raley's, Bayside Church. And ladies and gentlemen, it is a true pleasure to introduce our final Community Partner of the Year, Gutter Glove. Amy Brashears that just came in on our board of directors with that $10,000 gift. Matt Smith, our CEO, making a huge difference for us with the entire Gutter Glove team. Is it a true pleasure to introduce our Community Partner of the Year, the Gutter Glove. Gutter Glove have been neighbors for us. And for the first part of 2020, Placer Food Bank had the honor of meeting Matt Smith, CEO of Gutter Glove, and Amy Brashears, head of HR. They contacted Placer Food Bank at an on-site visit to the warehouse and turned into instant friendship and support for the cause for hunger. It made it all better knowing that Gutter Gloves, America's #1 gutter cover manufacturing facility, was next door to Placer Food Bank. The giving hearts and the spirits of Gutter Glove team, including having Amy Brashears join Placer Food Bank's board of directors. When COVID struck, Matt, Amy, and the team didn't hesitate to donate funds. They donated over $40,000 within 3 months when Placer Food Bank needed it most. It is a true pleasure to introduce Gutter Glove, our Community Partner of the Year. Amy Brashears and Matt Smith, thank you for your support and your entire team. Gutter Glove's amazing. Wow.
Amazing. Again, another Community Partner of the Year. So grateful.
Hi, I'm Matt Smith, CEO of Gutter Glove, manufacturer of the nation's most trusted gutter guards. We started working with Placer Food Bank back in January of 2020. When we saw how great the need was in our community, we knew we had to act. Our company's purpose is to guard what matters most. For us, that means caring for people. Those we work with, the ones we work for, and those in the world around us. Working with Placer Food Bank allows us to protect the most basic human need in our community, nourishment. We're grateful to be in a position to pay it forward and serve as many people in Placer County as possible. And I'm honored to lead a team at Gutter Glove that cares.
Hi, I'm Amy Brashears. I'm the Human Resources Manager at Gutter Glove, and I'm very proud to serve on the Board of Directors for the Placer Food Bank. On behalf of our company, we are honored to be selected as Placer Food Bank's Community Partner of the Year. We look forward to a continued partnership and know that the food bank will keep doing amazing work in our community. Thank you.
Hey everybody, Jorge here, Jorge Lupercio. I serve the food bank as the Director of Operations. How do you follow up to that energy? You can't. I'm still trying to calm down.
Woo!
Lisa?
We can.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm doing my
crazy.
absolute best to contain myself.
It's been an amazing evening, but you go
Yes,
first.
it has. So I'm going to try to cut it short as much as I can. For those of you that know me, I can go on forever and ever, so I got to cut it really short. Thank you to our generous donors, our business and community partners, and a special thank you to the incredible staff at Placer Food Bank. And I also want to give a generous thank you to Placer Community Foundation, which they were huge for us during the pandemic with some of our infrastructure improvements. So thank you to everyone. Still trying to calm down.
And I'm Lisa Heinrich, Director of Development. What an honor to be here this evening. I am blown away. I've been kind of dabbing my tears in the back of the room, so if I'm a little emotional, that's okay. It's good to be emotional. You know, it's been an amazing journey. This event didn't happen overnight. You know, we originally wanted to have a celebration dinner for turning 50 last year, and of course we caught a virus, and that nixed that. So Danielle Roe, our incredible event planner, has been on this journey, and it morphed into this evening, and what an incredible evening we've had. Thank you, thank you. I just want to make a mention before we close this evening, and that is about our Future50 project. We launched the Future50 project last September during Hunger Action Month as a community initiative to engage our community, to elevate the narrative about hunger, to raise awareness about hunger, but also to raise funds for our future. We would love to be out of business because we would love hunger to not exist, but that's not the case. So we want to be here for the next 50 years and beyond. And all of you this evening have contributed to that start. And so the Future50 project threads through everything we do at Placer Food Bank. You're going to be hearing more about it as time goes on. But thank you for being with us this evening, for making us I'm speechless, really, but you know, the emergency funds and to step up like you have as a community, we are all a force for good, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Hunger is not going anywhere, and neither will we.
Exactly.
Thank you, everyone.
Let's give a lot of love at home for Jorge, Lisa, Dave, for the entire team, and Rebecca for sharing her story. It's been a nice night.
It has been an incredible night, hearing the stories, seeing how everybody is stepping up to help out. It doesn't have to end here. Like we said, you can always continue to donate and encourage your friends. Let everyone know what this organization is doing. I know we at ABC 10 continue to work to put the word out and share great stories as to what Placer Food Bank is doing. But you guys are online right now. You have access to social media. Word of mouth is everything with this, not just for donations, but also letting people know that they have access to this if they are in need. Because again, we never know when hunger is going to strike a family, the person to the left or the right of you, like Rebecca said.
And I want to give a special shout out as we wrap up our evening to all of our volunteers. Our volunteers at Placer Food Bank make a huge difference for us all year long. They're in there, they're packing things and they're moving things around and pulling the carts. And our volunteers are the heartbeat of Placer Food Bank. I think I heard something like it was over 2,700
volunteers,
27,
more than 6,000 hours put in, doing incredible work. Again, it would not happen without you guys. So it's really, it takes a village, and it just takes so much hard work and dedication and commitment and just a place of love from those volunteers. And that's where we know everyone is coming from tonight. And that's really what this night, I think, is about, is love and caring for one another and the community, because that's exactly what we're seeing here in terms of the numbers and the hours that volunteers have put in to make this all happen.
And we see so much love here in the YouTube chat bar. Carly Weston said, yes, 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 volunteers. Kayla Scott with Market Share PR. The volunteers are our boots on the ground. Thank you so very much for being volunteers. They are the heartbeat. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We want to thank our sponsors again for making tonight possible in a huge way, starting off with John L. Sullivan Charitable Foundation, Sutter Health, Kaiser Permanente, Chase, Lion Real Estate Cares Foundation, and my favorite partner of crime, ABC 10.
I've heard of those guys. No, again, we're so grateful to be a partner with this. We're all partners in this.
And thank you, everybody, for all of your support. Our funding need will stay open until Monday evening, so you can continue to give. You can continue to share this on YouTube, on Facebook, on all social media channels. Continue to give, continue to make a huge difference. Thank you to Placer Food Bank for all they do in our community, all they've done throughout the fires in our region. Wow.
Absolutely. And thank you to all of you at home. It's been an incredible evening.
Thanks for being a force for good. Have a wonderful night. I'm Freddie Silvera with FSA Auctions.
I'm Zach Fuentes with ABC 10.
Take care.